This is a Texas garden in July. It's been a year since I began my journey of growing vegetables, and I've learned a lot. I've tried different ones like each month. This is the first time I've grown this KohlRabi winter. Is from the Brassica family, and it's supposed to, when I harvest it, it's supposed to be creamy, white, flavorful, tender, fresh. You can eat it raw or steamy. So I think it's getting big enough to almost be ready to pick, and it has beautiful leaves. I'm growing special kind of basil for pesto. Is called the Presto Pesto Basil from the Foodie Fresh variety. And I've tried different recipes for basil, and it's just so much better when it's fresh than when you buy it in the store. I'm going to take you on the journey of all the different kinds of peppers. I've planted a lot of Poblano peppers everywhere. Here's some more basil. My eggplant probably gives me the most fruit. I've talked about that before. My cucumbers, I've had some cucumbers. Here's some more yellow flowers. So I've got eggplant grown all over the backyard with little peppers mixed in. Here's a beautiful, beautiful Ichiban eggplant, I think ready to be picked. There's cilantro, mint on the windowsill, all kinds of tomatoes. The husky cherry red tomatoes produce like all season long, even in the heat. There's some more cucumber flowers that I'm growing. The tomato plants are getting tall. I've had beef eater tomatoes that are large and perfect for salsa. Here are some two dainty jalapeno mammoth peppers right there growing. I think I shared earlier I had a giant cucumber, and I'm looking for some more cucumbers ready to be picked. This lettuce is going to seed, but I think the seed is actually really beautiful. And, you know, who knows, maybe I'll get more lettuce just sprouting up next year. I started my tomato plants early this year, in early March, and they're taller than they've ever been. And see how tall they are? My peppers are reaching towards the sky. I believe that's a Poblano pepper growing. There's all kinds of varieties of peppers. We're lucky because it hasn't been super hot in Texas like it usually is at the end of July. So the kale is still growing. The broccoli still has its leaves. This broccoli is going to flower, to seed. I've been so enjoying the sunflowers. It seems like they all came up this year, and I've tried to grow them in the past, and I don't know why they did better this year, but they are just doing fantastic. Here's another, I think a type of cabbage. This is the Chinese cabbage I'm growing, and it's growing very slow, but it looks like it is getting a red Chinese cabbage. Can't wait to try it. Love to come out here and pick parsley. I'm curious to see how long the Brussels sprouts are going to last in the Texas heat, but right now I have Brussels sprouts growing, and I come out here and pick them, and they're in clusters. I almost gave up on this plant, but someone on the Facebook blog said, oh no, hers was 7 months. So I thought, well, I'm not going to give up. And I just think it's just beautiful, the clusters of Brussels sprouts. I moved my mint over here to get more sun. Here is another poblano pepper, which they're not super hot, and I love to stuff them with cheese. So I've got marigolds everywhere, and my trumpet vine comes back every summer. I almost chopped it down this year, but I thought, oh, I love the orange trumpet vine so much I didn't want to chop it down. And so it's still in beautiful clusters, and I saw this same trumpet vine in Italy. I have pots everywhere with strawberries. Here's a huge poblano pepper. I like poblano pepper, so I planted them a lot of different places. Here's the Royal Beauty eggplant that I've already started cooking, and it is delicious. Here's the James tomato that's been successful. It's a little bit like the cherry tomato. My marigolds were slow growing, but when the heat came out, they started getting tall. I've enjoyed the geraniums. They're still blooming. I still have some squash here growing. I just picked some squash and I'm getting some more flowers. Here's some more peppers. There's a tomato in the back. Here's some kale that I'm kind of surprised it's lasted this long, but it's still growing. And here is curly kale, my begonia, some more Royal Beauty eggplant with lavender flowers, some more peppers. Here's some kale. And some more eggplant. If nothing else, the eggplant has beautiful flowers. So they're beautiful, and they provide lots of vegetables to eat. So this is a Texas garden in July, and I hope you enjoyed my tour.